Hello guys, Bashar here. We have a new fragment event. It seems Plarium has made me eat my words. So there is now a fusion that is very worthy of skipping. But let's just, I want to talk about the champion herself in this video. And then in the next video, we will talk about the analysis and the min maxing. So the champion is Greathoof Loriaca. The fusion is live now. I actually say fusion, but it's not a fusion, it's a fragment event. So those are always nice in the idea of being worth of 30,000 points in the CVCs, because you can do the fragment summons whenever you want. They are not time sensitive like the regular fusions. So this is the champion. Let's see what she does. This visual is nice. So I will talk about the booked potential. So attacks twice and 50% chance of stealing one random buff each hit. So this doesn't amount to too much because it's not reliable. I suppose it has some sort of PvP and Hydra use maybe. The second ability, so this is the biggest disappointment for me, guys. It places decreased rest debuff, and every single decreased rest debuff that has been placed increases our champion's turn meter by 10%. So in Hydra, she will give herself 40% turn meter. With this skill, it's on a 3-turn cooldown. So the problem here for me is, guys, this skill should have been cannot be resisted, and this skill should have been something else that did not require accuracy, so we could forego accuracy, right? So we recently had Supreme Kale, and Supreme Kale was applying decreases, and it can't be resisted, and it also gave your entire team increased accuracy, right? So this is so much worse. So weird, right? And by the way, this champion is spirit affinity support, so there is also the chance of not being able to apply this to magic champions because of the weak hits. And finally, we have a 3-turn cooldown, 2-turn block debuffs, and gives us all 20% turn meter. I suppose she could be playing at an increased rate because of the Greathoof Stampede, and as of war, she keeps gaining turn meter. So I wish this skill cannot be resisted, and this was some sort of turn meter gain, so it would be turn meter synergy all over, and she would not require accuracy. So right now she is. And finally, we have passive. Whenever an ally buff is gone somehow, anyhow, right? Removed, expired, stolen, transferred, blah blah, right? Gains 5% turn meter. So guys, we also need to see the the multipliers, of course. The multipliers are very important. Maybe they would be extremely good and make this champion good, but I doubt it. So all in all, for example, this is a bit weak, I would say. She should be doing something defensive as well. I don't know, maybe some sort of minor heal, maybe a minor shield, right? I know 2-turn block debuffs and the 20% turn meter gain is not bad, but still, I don't think it feels enough. So the champion, all in all, is not very impressive. And guys, as I said, we will discuss the... Well, actually, why not discuss it now, right? Now that I think of it. Yeah, I think I have to have it somewhere. Yeah, just save some time. So guys, this is the main reason I'm suggesting a skip, because normally I kept saying go for heavy fusion, get them, a legendary is a legendary, right? Blah blah whatnot. So the thing is, as I said, this time they are making me eat my words, because they brought a extremely horrible calendar, and therefore making the resource that needs to be spent for this one, I mean, very high. So the reason that I'm suggesting going for fusions, guys, is generally a legendary is a legendary, right? And for example, even if the legendary itself is bad, there are two options. It could get buffed, which is not happened before, but it could, right? I mean, it did not happen before for me. I believe it has happened in the past. So there is that chance. And guys, there is the other chance of getting this champion from shards and getting, you know, what's it? Faction Guardian, yeah. I lost the word there. So it could be a Faction Guardian, right? I mean, I get another Greathoof Loriaca because, guys, it happened to me with Jetne. I mean, I got Jetne from shards by luck, and now I have a Barbarian Faction Guardian. I mean, that's it. And guys, of course, as I keep saying, fragment events are very nice, in which they can be saved and they can be used at the critical time, right? Maybe you are very hard stuck in a champion chase, or most likely the best use is during a CVC in which she would be worth 30,000 points. But this time, guys, the cost is too much, right? Because the reason I was suggesting to always go for fusions is that the cost was actually not that high, right? The cost would be some fragments most of the time, and maybe bear the annoyance of dungeon divers, right? But this time, we will see tomorrow, but I mean, the cost does not seem to be some shards, but a lot of shards, because as you can see here, the bastards have brought multiple summon rushes. I mean, in here we have a double chance on voids, and they specifically excluded the champion chase that's gonna come on the 16th of June. The champion chase that is going to arrive on 16th of June is excluded from the fragment event, and instead of it we have a nice second summon rush. So what about the second summon rush? Yeah, we do have it here. So let's go into it, guys. We have 7 tournaments which give 5 fragments each. They also award 5 bonus fragments for those lucky players that acquire one of the top 2 spots, unless that has been changed. And these are not very reliable, guys. You cannot count on these. I mean, even if you're saying, okay, I have a lot of energy saved, I will win that dragon tournament, there is a chance that 2 or 3 more people say that, right? When multiple people say that, I mean, it's hard, right? I mean, let's say the tournament is ending at 3,000 points and you are planning on doing 5,000 points, which is actually very solid, right? And the guy says, okay, I want some speed pieces and I will run 1,000 dragons, right? I mean, it can happen. And the other guy says, I bought some bundles, I'm going to invest all of my energy into dragon, and boom, all of a sudden you can't be top 2, right? Because, guys, I mean, you could trust the fragments from these if you have the stuff saved up, but you cannot trust these plus 5 fragments, right? I mean, I was winning the arena tournaments recently and lately because of those minimax packs I have bought. I had a lot of arena extra things, but they didn't do it on purpose. But the funny thing is, guys, if you take a minimalistic approach and you go and win both arena tournaments, you still get stuck at 95 fragments. Let's go over it. So we have a dragon tournament running now. We also have a champion training tournament running. So these are 10 fragments. Classic arena takedown is just free, 15. Ice column, yeah, why not do it? 20. Fire Knight 25, another arena 30, and Spy tournament 35. So it is basically the 4 dungeons plus 2 arena tournaments and the champion training. These are very easy to get. The plus 5s are absolutely not easy to get. And let's go. So this is the deal breaker, guys, the summon rush. So the summon rush is awarding us with 20 fragments. So the problem here is, guys, unless they have changed something, I'm hoping they did, but they might not have. So the summon rush works in this way. There is a modest checkpoint that awards us with 5 fragments, and there is a non-modest checkpoint where milestone, which is much deeper, that's worth 15 fragments, right? 5 plus 15, that's generally how it goes. So and then we have a dungeon divers, which is very long. We could actually do it alongside with dragon and ice golem. So this is basically free, because I mean, if you can time it with 2 different dungeons, it generally gets done. Artifact enhancement, we will just classify and sell the stuff we get from these 2 dungeons free. Champion training event, I mean, yeah, sure, it will get done. Then we have finite and spider, that's getting time with these dungeon divers too, that's also free. Artifact enhancement, still the same thing. I mean, we just do the stuff from this, right? And then there is a third artifact enhancement. That would be a little harder, but still we probably would be able to do it. Now we also have a what's the name, Forge Pass active, that's some extra silver. And finally we have the Summon Rush 2. So 35, 45, 50, 55, 60, 70, 75. So these are the relatively easy ones, right? 75. So now that means we have to get the first shards from one of the Summon Rushes, and we have to get the first one and the second one from another Summon Rush to achieve this. So I'm hoping in the light of this new Assery, they are going to bring the milestones to a bit early, right? I mean, 2 Summon Rushes are very bad, right? So maybe if they made it just so that we could get the fusion done with the first fragments of each Summon Rush, right? That would have been maybe acceptable, but this one time, so we have to go deep once, and then we also have to go shallow ones. And so guys, the thing is, these do not coincide with any double chance event. The double chance event is here, so I mean, we will need to see. I will still try to go for this, but it will most likely be impossible, because I mean, I have been very cursed with shards from the clan boss as well. I mean, if you have the shards, probably go for it, because they have announced a lot of nice events for this Summon Rush, right? And a lot of 10x's, right? A guaranteed Demeter summon, which could be very good for players who are going for an unkillable team. But I will warn you guys that Demeter unkillables require extremely high speeds, so you could just get that Demeter and you could look at that Demeter, because the team will not get you there. But if you have 1 Demeter, there are teams that use double Demeter with much lower speeds, which is much achievable. So the high speeds that I'm talking about are in the neighborhood of 310 or so. So not very easy speeds to achieve. And the low ones that I'm talking about are 250s or so. So if you have double Demeter, you can make an unkillable team, sort of. I mean, if you have 1, you could go for the other. I have thought of it, but it just didn't speak to me, because the team is still too key. So we'll see. So as I said, guys, even if you do everything, I mean, maybe the best approach to this would be like this. You try to snipe 1 arena, 1 tournament win, right? You get 5 extra from these, right? 40 here. You get all of these. You go up to 80, right? And then you go hard at one of the Summon Rushes. So I think that is the best, but of course it is extremely conditional, right? I mean, winning a tournament is a big assumption. You might not be able to. But I still will try to go for it. I don't care for the champion at all. I just want the 30,000 points in the CVC, and I also want the possible faction guardian. That would be about it. Yeah, so that I still have, for example, I mean, for my personal approach would be, I would be doing everything here anyway, right? Except for the Summon Rushes. So I still have some arena refills which would maybe may allow me to win this arena tournament, and if I can make it, I can skip the summon rush and I can go for this summon rush fully, provided I got a little lucky with the shards. But as I said, guys, we need to see how the summon rushes are structured, right? Maybe because there are two, the fragments that are required are a little require a little lower amount of points, or maybe, I mean, I'm just wishful thinking, but maybe the fragment distribution is 10-10 instead of 5-15, right? So the early one has 10 fragments and the later one has 10 fragments as well, which means by going for the early fragment on both, we can get it done, right? So 35, 50, 60, 70, 75, 85, 95. Oh no, doesn't work. We still need one, but I am very much doubting if 10-10 works. That's just wishful thinking. Maybe, as I said, they will bring the amount of required points a little lower. I believe the summon rush is arriving tomorrow, so we can see when that happens. Just let me know about your thoughts. I will see you on the stream. Bye bye.